네, IBM 헬스케어의 앙슈만 뎁 수석 아키텍처입니다. 여러분 박수로 맞이해 주시죠.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. My name is Anshuman Deb. I'm an executive architect with Watson Health Division in IBM. And I'm here today to talk about the future of healthcare, to talk about the key ingredients that we need to enable that future. And as a part of that journey, I'll also touch upon some of the capabilities, some of the successes that we have seen in IBM Watson Health in the path to that transformation. Hopefully, what I shared today will spark some new ideas. But before I go there, let me take a few seconds to introduce you to Watson Health. IBM Watson Health is a division of IBM Corporation that was created in early 2015 with the goal of bringing together all our investments in AI and machine learning in the context of healthcare, bring them all together under a single umbrella in a single division and solve some of the most pressing challenges in healthcare. So what is the future of healthcare? What about, as a clinician, can I think of finding the right clinical trial for my patient among the hundreds and thousands of trials that are out there? Find that one trial which is the right trial for this patient. Be able to do that in a matter of few seconds, in a matter of few minutes, could be life-changing for that person. Or think about as a practicing oncologist in a community medical center somewhere in the US or Asia or Africa, I am able to leverage the knowledge, the expertise, the experience of the top oncologists in the world. Be able to do that while I consider a possible treatment for my patient is enormous. Or think about a clinical researcher who has to go through all the medical literature, the journals that are being published every day. Can I bring technology to the tip of his fingers that can extract the insights that are relevant to his project, helping make those connections and accelerate his research by a matter of months and even years? Can we do that in the future? Or can we do that today? Or think about a future where, as a data scientist or as a researcher, I have access to millions and millions of de-identified patient data. And I'm able to build and access advanced machine learning, cognitive applications that can analyze that data, that huge volume of data, and help me discover those patient characteristics, those features that correlate with, say, the onset or the progression of a disease, so that I can go back and accelerate my research on how to treat or how to prevent such diseases in future. That is the future of healthcare. A future where healthcare technology companies work hand in hand with the leading experts in the field to improve lives, to give hope by delivering innovation, and to solve some of the most pressing challenges in healthcare across the world through the power of data, to the power of cognitive insights. And before I go to the rest of the slide, here is a disclaimer that, like any other enterprise, IBM Watson Health's product plans and roadmaps are dictated by global market demands and are subject to change over a period of time. But talking about time matters. Time matters in healthcare. Time matters in developing cognitive technologies, in developing machine learning technologies. You need to invest time to understand the deep problems in that domain, the deep problems in that industry. And you need to invest time to analyze those and come up with novel solutions to address those problems. You need to invest time in building those advanced capabilities in machine learning, in cognitive technologies, to build those solutions. You need time. And in IBM, we started our investments a long time back. In IBM, our research division They look at technology grand challenges that are 10 years ahead of their time. And that's why we call them grand challenges. And 10 years back, it was applying machine learning, applying advanced analytics in the field of healthcare. 10 years back, our researchers, they started applying machine learning to analyze images, medical images, cardiovascular, breast imaging images. And then 5 years back, we worked with Cleveland Clinic to develop advanced natural language processing for healthcare that can analyze a patient's electronic medical health record, a huge amount of structured data, unstructured data, and generate insights that are relevant for that specific use case. 4 years back, we worked with Memorial Sloan Kettering to train Watson for oncology, to suggest preferred treatments for specific patients based on their clinical capacity and established guidelines. So when in early 2015 we created Watson Health, we brought together all of these investments that we had made over so many years. We brought all of them together under a single platform. These are investments that we have made over many, many years. We brought them in a single platform. And then we made some strategic acquisition of advanced analytics and data capabilities through our acquisitions of Explorus, Vital, Merge, and Proven Health Analytics. And on top of that, we added the industry experience. We forged strong partnerships with industry leaders like Johnson & Johnson, Teva Pharmaceuticals, American Diabetes Association, Medtronic, just to name a few of the many. So for us, it has been an investment, it has been a journey over many, many years, and we have brought all of them together under the umbrella of Watson Health, working with our partners to solve some of the grand challenges in healthcare. And the time is right now, the time is correct right now for IBM and Watson Health to solve some of the key challenges, some of the great challenges that we are seeing happening in the healthcare industry over the past decade, due to some shifts, due to some changes in models across the industry. And I can start with the data, big data explosion. Right? I mean, with digital penetration in every aspect of life and every industry, there is a huge, huge proliferation of data. In all industries, and healthcare is not an exception. The amount of data that's getting generated in healthcare is growing enormously. Let's think about just one aspect of it. Just look at clinical trials. There are over 230,000 active trials that are recruiting today. As a clinician, how am I supposed to find the right trial? I mean, these clinical trials, they have something called inclusion and exclusion criteria, which are essentially patient characteristics that will make a certain person eligible or ineligible for a specific trial. And sometimes these criteria are so complexly worded. Forget about machines. Sometimes human experts struggle to correctly interpret them in the context of a specific patient. How can we help the clinician to find the right trial for that patient? A single week of hospital stay in US generates several hundreds of pages of electronic medical health record data. Now, as a clinician, I have a very short period of time preparing for my next patient's appointment and spending time with him. And in that period, I want to understand all the key problems that this patient has over a longitudinal span of time. Because I don't want to create a specific care plan to address a single problem. I want to create a comprehensive care plan across all the problems that this person has over a period of time. How can I analyze, consume all of that huge amount of information to figure out what are the key problems for this person? As a clinician, I would need some technology that can go through all of the data, figure out what the key problems are, and provide that to me with evidence that these are the medications that prove that this person has a problem, and these are the lab results, the lab values that support it, or these are the procedures. I need that kind of a technology. Talking about research, right, in research and development, new knowledge is getting generated every day, across the world, every minute. As a researcher, how can I capture that knowledge and use that in my own research? I need a technology that can analyze all of that information and based on the current context, can bring that all up to me, help me understand the hidden connections so that I can accelerate my research. I need that kind of a technology. And then there is a shift. There are certain shifts in payment models throughout the world. Like across the globe, you would see that we are moving from a pay for volume to a pay for value. Now, what does that mean? That means that not only I need to understand how to treat a disease, I need also to understand what is the best or the cost-optimized way of treating that disease. So, of the many possible treatment pathways, I need to analyze for a given patient, for a specific desired outcome, which one is the most cost-efficient. These are some of the grand challenges that are happening right now in the healthcare industry. And that is where we need new technology. And the time is right, and in this moment of transformation, healthcare technology companies, they have a huge opportunity. They have a huge opportunity to help their clients affect that change, to help them better treat their patients, to help them cost optimize their treatments, to help advance healthcare throughout the world. And we are working relentlessly with our partners, with our clients, to reduce waste in the healthcare industry, to make it more efficient. There's a huge amount of waste, abuse, and fraud in healthcare. We are working with our customers and partners to reduce that and make healthcare more efficient across the landscape of healthcare, in health and human services, in life sciences. And I have a slide later where I'm going to touch a little bit more on that. But I wanted to pause here and reflect upon one thought. I only talked about problems. But we also believe that in spite of all of these challenges, there are exceptional leaders, there are thought leaders, there are heroes in this industry that are trying to make powerful strides to make a difference in the lives of their patients, families, and environments. But these people are constrained. They're constrained in an environment which is fragmented, which is riddled with complexities. And that is where we think there is an opportunity for new kind of technology, for a differentiated healthcare technology company like Watson Health, to empower these heroes with technology, with data and cognitive insights that can help them break down those silos, solve those complexities, and transform healthcare globally. And at Watson Health, we are bringing our entire strength of innovation across organizations throughout the landscape of healthcare, with the focus on specific areas like oncology and genomics, on imaging, on life sciences research, on value-based care, on government health and human services, on consumer health. So now, if we have some appreciation of the current landscape, and we understand what are the key challenges, and we understand why we need to change, what are the challenges we are trying to solve, I'd like to talk a little bit about what are those key ingredients that we would need to solve that problem, to bring about that transformation. And I'll start with the cloud platform. The cloud platform is at the heart of this transformation. It's not just any cloud platform. It's a cloud platform that's purpose-built for healthcare. A cloud platform that understands and addresses the complexities that are truly unique to these industries. Complexities and challenges around security, around data privacy, regulatory compliance, good practices in pharmaceuticals, very, very stringent quality management, quality practices. We need a health cloud that's purpose-built and understands and addresses these issues. A health cloud platform that can prove itself to be as secure as, or even more secure than an on-prem solution, and can integrate to our existing clients' workflows, clinical workflows, processes, and transform those. This cloud platform is the platform for innovation. It's where our experts will come and build the next generation solutions using advanced machine learning and cognitive technologies. But to build new innovation with machine learning and cognitive technologies, we need data. And we need data at scale because we need that data to train these algorithms. And that is where our data-first policy comes in. We all talk about data as the resource that's going to drive the next revolution for human or mankind. But like any other natural resource, for this data to be usable, it has to be refined. It has to be cleaned. It has to be made available in a form that can be consumed by our existing processes and applications. And that is where cognitive computing comes in. So the cloud platform and the solutions that we are building has to be cognitive at its very, very core. In healthcare, a lot of the data that we deal with is unstructured. Think about clinical notes. Think about the wealth of information embedded in a pathology report, in a radiology report, in medical images. These are things that are challenging to address and analyze with traditional computing systems. And that is where we need a new generation of systems, which we call cognitive computing, that can go through all of that information, unstructured information, and generate insights that are relevant in treating a person or making the next breakthrough in drug discovery. So our systems, our platform, our solutions have to be cognitive at its very core. And then, finally, we come to one of the most important recipes for success, which is deep collaboration with industry experts. This is the man-machine working together, each bringing their best strength to the table and making the next transformation for the next groundbreaking solution. We understand that in order to bring about transformation at scale, we need to work closely with the experts, with the leaders in this industry. They have spent so many years in this industry. They understand the challenges. They have ideas. And now we bring the technology to make something concrete out of those ideas. So the cloud platform that's purpose-built for healthcare, the data at scale made available through that cloud, cognitive computing to make sense of the unstructured data and structured data, and to build new intelligent solutions. And then the deep collaboration with industry experts. These are the four key recipes, four key ingredients to bring about that transformation. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about each of these areas and how in Watson Health we have enabled those capabilities, and also to share some of our success stories at the end. Now, starting with the data and cloud, Watson Health has acquired and has access to the largest set of insurance claims and clinical data across the healthcare technology companies. And all of this data is being made available through a cloud that is purpose-built for healthcare. We call it Watson Platform for Health. It's the platform of innovation through which people or companies can access that data. Through Watson Platform for Health, we can make available over 200 million insurance claims data, over 100 million de-identified patient data across clinical, psychological, and social dimensions. We also have access to huge data sets of genomics data for social determinants of health. And there's different type of data. We have acquired access to knowledge sources, things like drug databases, things like chemical databases, millions and millions of journals, articles on scientific research, clinical studies. All of that is fuel to feed the solutions, the cognitive solutions that we're going to build on top of that. And this is where this exactly shows what I was talking about. On top of this data and cloud platform, we are integrating our cognitive solutions across the different focus areas I mentioned earlier. Now, talking about, say, oncology and genomics. Watson for Genomics is a cognitive cloud solution that can take a genetic sequence file, and then out of the thousands of possible mutations, it can identify the key driver mutations based on over 20 knowledge sources. And then for each of those driver mutations, it can match it to available treatments or clinical trials. Now think, as an oncologist, this is where you can leverage precision medicine to find targeted therapies for your cancer patients. Watson for Oncology, it can accept clinical data about a patient, structured data, unstructured data, clinical notes, pathology reports, lab reports. It can analyze that data and create a summarized view of maybe over 200 attributes about that patient that is relevant to treat that patient. And then it leverages standard of care-based guidelines, as well as the training that was imparted by top oncologists in Memorial Sloan Kettering to suggest a possible treatment for this person. And not only that, it provides evidence on literature why this specific treatment was preferred, or not preferred for that matter. Watson for clinical trial matching for oncology helps doctors find the right trial. I was talking about how challenging it is to analyze those inclusion-exclusion criteria. To be able to do that at scale, Watson for clinical trial matching helps clinicians find the right trial for their patient. In life sciences, we have Watson for drug discovery. This is, again, a cognitive cloud solution that can analyze millions and millions of articles, abstracts, journals of medical literature, and then can bring out the hidden connections between genes, proteins, drugs, and diseases. And think about, as a researcher, if all of that information surfaces to me and that's being constantly updated as you feed in new content, that can really accelerate my research. And we have several success stories, and I can talk about one as an example, is where Barrow Neurological Institute in Arizona, they did a clinical study to validate the findings from Watson for drug discovery in the context of finding specific genes that are linked to ALS. ALS is a motor neuron disease. And in the study, they validated that 8 out of the 10 top sequence genes suggested by Watson for drug discovery was indeed proved to be linked to ALS. And not only that, as a part of that study, Barrow found out 5 genes that were never before linked to ALS. That is the power of cognitive technologies. It's about harvesting knowledge and bringing it to a researcher who can analyze that and make those hidden connections. And we have such examples across the different focus areas. For example, in government, health and human services, we are building the next generation program integrated solutions that leverages cognitive technologies and advanced analytics to detect fraud, waste, and abuse in healthcare. So these are the cognitive solutions that we are integrating on top of that platform for health and the data assets that we have built. And then finally, the final recipe, ingredient of transformation, which was the collaboration. And this slide shows some of those collaborations that we have had with the industry leaders. And be it our collaboration with FDA in leveraging blockchain technology for secure and efficient management of patients' consent of their data, and that scalable and efficient and secure exchange of odor-mediated health data. Or our collaboration with Medtronic in developing deep insights about people with diabetes that can help them better manage their disease. I already talked about our collaboration with Memorial Sloan Kettering in training Watson for oncology. And we also worked with Mayo Clinic to validate and advance the capabilities of Watson for clinical trials matching. The next few slides have some of those success stories. And the reason I have them over here is because I want to just highlight that if we bring all of those 4 ingredients together, we can make enormous changes for our clients and the people and the communities that they serve. This one is the example I was talking earlier, which is from Barrow Neurological Institute, where they validated 5 new genes that they were never, as a part of the study, that was never linked to ALS before. This slide has some examples or some names of hospitals across the world. More than 50 hospitals across the world in 13 countries across 5 continents are leveraging Watson for oncology solutions to make evidence-based treatment decisions for their patients. And that list is growing every day. And there are quite a few hospitals in Korea that are in that list. And our clients have shared several success stories with Watson. And one of that I can use as an example is from Manipal Comprehensive Cancer Center in India, in Bangalore, India. And they did that concordance study, and they published the result as the concordance rate for Watson for oncology suggestions as compared to the suggested treatments by their multi-specialty tumor board. The concordance numbers were astounding. It was more than 94% for lung cancer, over 81% for colon cancer, and I think over 93% for rectal cancers. And there are several other success stories like that. The next example I have is from UK, where the London Borough of Harrow, they leveraged Watson Care Manager for personalizing and optimizing care for their aging community. The platform helped them maximize their workflows with care coordination activities like scheduling, like personalizing the treatment plans, like optimizing the budget, or finding the right physician. Jupiter Medical Center. Jupiter Medical Center is a community medical center in the US. And they leveraged Watson for oncology to provide evidence-based treatments for their patients and leverage the expertise of Memorial Sloan Kettering while providing care to their own patients. I already talked about the Medtronic example, where we looked at different sources of data about a person with diabetes, their dosage and other information. And we worked with Medtronic to develop advanced algorithms and surface those as insights through an app to help people, who help patients, to help people with diabetes better manage their disease. So finally, what is the future of healthcare? I believe from what I shared, I hope you would agree that the future of healthcare is one where every clinical decision is backed by real-world data, is backed by evidence. It's a future where all our solutions in healthcare are cognitive at its core, that can leverage unstructured data, images, text, and generate insights from those. Cognitive solutions that help scale human expertise. It's a future where all of these capabilities are made available through a cloud that is purpose-built for healthcare, that's compliant, that understands all the challenges and addresses all the challenges of healthcare industry. And finally, it's a future where technology companies, healthcare technology companies like Watson Health, work in close collaboration with the leaders, with the experts in the industry to rapidly build solutions to address problems that has never been solved before. That is the future of healthcare. And I want to leave you with that thought and message. And in fact, there's the same message that drives our mission in Watson Health, where we aspire to improve lives, give hope by delivering innovation, to address the most pressing challenges in healthcare globally through the power of data, through the power of cognitive insights. Thank you. Thank you very much.